Hey guys, Abby here. How are you guys doing today? Today I am bringing you a story that someone sent in to me, um, telling me about how they got addicted to cigarettes. It starts out, from pre-birth and goes on through childhood. So let's find out what he says and find out how he became addicted. It says, Abby, my mother has smoked during her two pregnancies, mine and my sister's. She reduced the number of cigarettes between 10 and 12 per day, but she gave up cigarettes, and me and my sister have turned out well. I remember when I was between 2 and 6 years old, and my mother told me that I was eating the ashes from the ashtray at home. When they realized it, my parents were putting pepper in the ashtrays to make me sting, and they broke the habit. At the age of 14, I started smoking my butts and half cigarettes from my sisters and my parents' ashtrays when they were not in their bedrooms. I was 16 years old, and my mother caught me smoking one day with some friends after school, and she told me to finish the cigarette calmly because at home we were already there. We talked while she was smoking her cigarette, and she told me calmly if I smoked too. I came home afraid because my mother caught me with a cigarette, and my sister and my mother had dinner. After dinner, my mother and my sister smoked a cigarette. After dinner, as is the usual at home, my sister lit up her cigarette. Afterwards, my mother plugged in another cigarette, and my mother told me, take my pack of tobacco that had 13 cigarettes in it and go to the kitchen, and while I wash the dishes, you will leave them. Let's all smoke in front of me, and you'll see how you don't smoke anymore because I caught you smoking. That night, I slept dizzy. I was vomiting. My sister and my mother also told me, you won't smoke anymore. After that night, I went without smoking for a few days. That night, my dear mother, along with my sister, made me addicted to cigarettes. I remember my sister, 8 years older than me, telling me, do you want one of my cigarettes, and blowing smoke. My sister was so funny. My mother told me that she has already smoked enough for today. Tomorrow, if I catch you smoking, you will smoke my pack plus your sister's. She didn't do this to me anymore, and that night I became addicted to the cigarette that I enjoy so much. Interesting story. I suppose not uncommon. I would have to guess that you are probably around my age, based off of your story, because I know my mother, as you all know, was a smoker, and she smoked while she was pregnant with me and my siblings. In fact, my mother even used to joke about how when her belly got nice and big and pregnant, she would sit there and rest her ashtray on her big old pregnant bump and smoke her cigarettes. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Not uncommon, especially back in that time frame. I mean, we're talking 1970s. They didn't know at that point. There was no information about, how bad cigarettes are for you, or, for the baby or anything like that. So yeah, she smoked with all of us, and the pepper in the ashtray. Um, I have not heard of that one, but then again, I really hadn't heard of anyone eating the ashes in an ashtray until I started this channel. Um, I always heard of people putting pepper on their kids' thumbs to get them to stop sucking their thumb and break that habit. Um, as far as, you know, making you smoke a bunch of cigarettes till you got sick and got tobacco poisoning, I could see where that was kind of the old school mentality. Um, Instead of forbidding you, letting you do it till you get sick. So yeah, I would have to guess that you were definitely around my age, um, give or take. But anyway, thank you for sharing your story. It's pretty cool. Some of it reminds me of my childhood and the things that I went through growing up. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, everybody, love, hugs, and smoky kisses. Bye, everyone.